Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. Today, I'm going to share with you some weekly news. The first one is it's on the blog crypto.com, and the title is called Samsung Enters the Metaverse, opening its flagship 800, 837, I would say 837 store in Decentraland. Okay, so in this news, it talks about Samsung is going to partner with Decentraland to open its flagship 837 store in the metaverse. And the virtual Samsung 837X store will be open in Decentraland for limited time. Okay, so this news was written by Yogita Khatri, and I think this is a very interesting concept because it seems like Samsung already has its own flagship 837 store in the New York City in the marketplace district. So pretty much there is a physical store. However, they partner with Decentraland and start creating another digital twins in the I would say in virtual reality. And then the interesting thing is that I went to Decentraland and take a look of the place, and it's very interesting. Pretty much you can explore the virtual reality world through the website, right? So I even went, like they have events, and you can also sell a lot of you can sell or buy a lot of different virtual goods through Ethereum. So this is a pretty interesting area that you can, and when I join some events, I can, log into my account, or I can join as a guest. And when I enter it, I would say everything is game like. You will have your own cartoonish avatar, and then you can customize your avatar as well and go to a virtual space using your web browser and start exploring, and you can buy things using your Ethereum. I think right now you only can use Ethereum to do it. And you can also build your land. You can buy real estate in digital format. So this is a very interesting place, and Samsung is going to put their flagship partner with Decentraland and build another virtual version of their flagship. So yeah, I feel like this place, the virtual place is getting interesting and more interesting, because imagine you have a digital version of yourself, or if you have a digital version of a physical store, right? And whatever there is a limitation for the physical store, you won't have that limitation, and vice versa. If you have some limitation in the digital world, and the physical version of the goods can solve the problem. So I would say, so it's the imagination or another layer of the physical store. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Hello, Matthew. Hello. Hello, Matthew.
What is that?
Oh, hi. Yeah, thank you for joining. Yeah, I can just recap what I just said 5 minutes ago. Today, I want to share with you like this weekly news, and I find out that this news is very interesting. It's on the blog crypto.com, and the title is called Samsung Enters the Metaverse, opening its flagship 837 store in Decentraland. And pretty much Samsung already has a physical store in the center of New York City, Marketplace District, Manhattan. For them, they create another digital twin in Decentraland. If you don't know what's Decentraland, Decentraland is a place where people can build, trade, and join events in virtual world. And pretty much you need to use Ethereum to trade different goods if you want to purchase stuff in the virtual world. So Samsung partner with Decentraland and create their physical kind of digital copy of their physical store in New York. Yeah, if you can see my screen, this store, exactly, I would say the shape of the store looks very similar to the New York 837 store. However, it's a digital version, and it will be in Decentraland. So I would say this will be definitely, because if there's a physical store, and there will be a lot of limitations for a digital store. And I would say the digital twins for this physical store will definitely help to break the limitation for the physical store, and also the limitation for the digital twins. The digital copy of the store also has the limitation. For example, people couldn't feel like try on or like physically getting into it, right? Buy it in the real world, right? So I would say the digital version and the physical version can work together and provide a better service for for the business. So I would say, yeah, it's a very interesting exploration. Yeah, any thoughts, comments you want to share about the news? Matthew, you can unmute yourself. Feel free to talk.
Cool. Yeah. I'm still new to this space, but yeah, I just learned actually the term digital twin yesterday, and now I'm hearing it from you, which is interesting. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, I haven't tried out Decentraland or Sandbox or any of the other, NFT kind of marketplace, metaversing kind of stuff, but it seems interesting. I think there's a lot of competition right now in this space, but there's like no competition at the same time. But it's very scary when they think they're going to be going up with Facebook now that's ready to invest a lot. But at the same time, like they're different use cases, right? Like I feel like Facebook is trying to make something for, it's going to be much more friendly than whatever Decentraland is going to be making. And they can also, Decentraland can move way faster. Because a lot of less regulation. But I mean, for the long term, I don't know. I haven't been able to really find value in the NFT space and the Decentraland Sandbox space. It just feels too gimmicky right now for me. But I also feel like there's some value in it there's definitely value in it, and they can coexist also. It's just hard. The future is fuzzy to me. What about for you?
Yeah, I would say definitely that for me, it's interesting that, because for example, like Tesla, right? It's so easy to understand that as far as I know, when Tesla was produced, right, physical car is produced, they have a digital copy of the Tesla, right? And those digital copies will be, because each cars need to talk to each other, and they need to learn how to, improve itself. So I think the digital version makes sense, right? Because it's kind of like helping the customer or passengers to be safe, have a safe environment, right? So they need to have a digital copy and then learn from each other. I would say, NFT or the digital twins, we are still exploring what's the possibilities. And right now, it seems like there's no very practical usage for it. However, I find out that there's another news, which is also this week's news, which has a little bit more practical than this one. Because you see like selling stuff, right? And in NFT, it's pretty much selling 3D models Sketchfab or I find there's no difference. And in virtual world, what can I do, right? And in 3D world or in physical world, maybe in Sketchfab I can put and make a game or something. I can buy it and make a game or make something and I can sell it, or like I can create the artwork, right? But in that world, it seems like there's a crypto, and can I integrate into my actual art product or something? It's something that is not really integrate well because it's new as well. So
I mean, there's like three levels of, like in design, there's like three levels of value. There's like tangible value. Like that is like what we're kind of missing, right? Like a 3D model isn't, I mean, there's an equity in the amount of work that people put into making it, but there's really no value to it. And then, but there's intangible value, which makes you feel something, like emotional. And then there's like aspirational value. And I feel like a lot of the NFT space is built on this like status symbol, right? Like, and that's the aspiration. Like, I'm part of this group now. That's what that value is I have this aspiration to get that expensive NFT. Or there's also like a collecting mentality, which makes it more tangible. But this digital twin idea, I do see a world where everybody has a store or a plot of land, you know what I mean? They have something in this metaverse, but who wins? Which is the right metaverse? It's hard, and there can be multiple winners. Obviously, there's multiple social medias now. It's just it's very loose for me right now. But I'm super interested. I'm also really interested in like, I know Unity is pushing this digital twin idea. And I'd love to, I haven't looked deeper into the tooling, but how can you make that more accessible? Because I'm a web developer, I make websites. I've been turning digital real estate, but on the web for people for a decade now. What does that look like in the metaverse? And I'm really interested in doing that quickly and seeing how I can, sell that to clients. But it's hard.
Yeah, right. Because I mean, right now, the entire concept of metaverse is still a little blurred, but I do really like one or two definitions for it. It's something that I remember there's one definition. One is called turn to the internet, or turn to the website into 3D. Whatever you can do in 2D website, it's being, you add up another dimension, so it becomes 3D. Something you can do in website, you can also do in metaverse. That's something I feel like it's friendly for me, right? Because because metaverse, even though we know, Ready Player One, right? Snow Crash, you wear a goggle and you enter to another world, right? But the interesting thing is that I went to AWE and I tried the glove thing. And the interesting thing is that I feel like I touched the fur of the cat. It's similar to what it's just a lot of electro stimulations, and there's no difference between I touch different, like I touch the water, I touch the cat, I pull out the drawer. It's all the same feeling. I know they are trying to make it a little different, but I feel like right now the technology is not there to make us so immersive into that digital world. And there's a lot of gap, a lot of improvement for it. So that's why we feel very distant for the Second Life, right? I feel like my Second Life probably is like, right now, for me, is more important is that my MacBook sync to the cloud, right? So if my Mac crash, I can download it right away. I think that's more tangible for me right now, but I know we are trying to replicate, including emotions. Because you see, like, data is just a dead data, right? For example, my design, my something, right? A lot of my data, right? That's something that is more computer can read, or like computer human, we have the same format and we understand each other. But if you want to make it more human centric, right, I think metaverse is making it like, since it's all data or digital based, so it's trying to simulate how humans think or perceive of the world and make it more human central, right? Compare with the cloud only storage the data, only computer can read, right? So
Totally.
how can this types of like the data backup, right, cloud concept into another replica of the world, and everything is more for visual presentation instead of the data presentation in the spatial world, another digital spatial world. So I think we have a lot of things to implement, and I am glad that people start exploring it. And at the beginning, when things just start, it's like we explore the technology and see how we can implement it. And later on, maybe there will be some practical usage for it. Right now, it's just explore the technology. So yeah, so I would say when I see this, I was like, I don't know. I mean, maybe because it's built on the website like Minecraft, right? And it's more like multiplayer game, but using other game currency, which is cryptocurrency, right? Just think that probably is a future game or digital currency, and it cross different platforms. So
I really like how you framed, like there's two different there's the adding a third dimension to the internet. That's like one thing. I think Tony Parisi said that recently in his manifesto. And then there's also like this idea of it being more value is being added to it because there's more emotion being able to be attached to the data, like haptics, like you said, with touching and gloves. And I feel like digital eyewear is just like one way to get into this new world where there will be gloves, and we're able to tap into just so much more senses with narrative and all these other physical senses that we get when we're wearing digital eyewear or wearing gloves with it. And then you start adding some of like the brain stuff for sensing feelings and emotions and how the world can alter. The data just becomes much more influential on our experience. So there's just so much more opportunity that I understand than what we currently have today. And we still just need to explore Decentraland, Sandbox, all these other kind of metaverse NFT marketplaces right now are just doing, like, they're not building the hardware, right? Like, so they're just doing what they can right now. But until, once we get gloves, like maybe Decentraland starts adding sand, or Sandbox starts adding sand and you can feel the sand. I don't know, I'm just playing around here, but you can see how we can, they're waiting for the hardware and they're building the marketplace, where some of the bigger companies like Meta are building the hardware and the software, and it's just going to be more slow going.
Yeah, I would say that, right now we are just exploring. Remember, there was a really, like a long time ago, there was a company called Second Life, right? And I mean, I read books. I haven't really seen that company, grow or something during that time. But as far as I know from the book that I read, I find out that, the early pioneers always trying to bring some new stuff, right? And later on, people look at that and start revising it and make it better, like e-car, right? At the beginning, the electricity car, right? We didn't made it the best version at the beginning, but as time goes by, we will start, integrate some stuff when we figure out the problem, and we are trying to solve the problem and make it better. So I would say it's still doing the evolution, right? And I read another book. It's very interesting. It says that if people don't know something, they will write a lot of book and talk about it. If people already know what something looks like, then nobody will write a book and nobody will talk about it. So you see, like NFT, right? Digital twins and metaverse, right? Because nobody knows what's going on. So that's why we will have a lot of books. A lot of people talk about it. Once we start knowing what's that? Something concrete, and nobody will talk about it. So when we see it's still a hot topic, it's great because, you know, it's not formally formed yet.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah. Another news is that since we are talking about the, you know, the digital land metaverse, I want to share with you another news, which is on livedesign.com. And the title is called VCR Group launches restaurant membership as NFT. I find out this is a very, very smart way of using NFT because it's so secretive, right? And it's very good for high-end restaurant exclusive, you know, selling the membership, right? Because, you know, sometimes membership, some people just transfer, right? But if you use NFT, you can definitely transfer, but you will lose that, right? So yeah, so I find out that this is very good usage of NFT. So if you see that there is a club called Flyfish Club, it was owned by a group. If you go to Flyfish Club, it was owned by, let me see, Gary V, right? And his friends. They create, actually, yeah, it's from VCR Group. They have a, you know, a high-end club which allows people to, you know, book like the like a restaurant or dining in the New York City, right? And it's kind of a premium dining club and only like have like the, you know, membership. So I personally think that this is a really, really smart way of selling membership, because membership is supposed to be more exclusive and, you know, it's like a community, right? And by using NFT, I started think, you know, feeling that this is probably a smart way of integrating NFT in it. So pretty much the New York City location, like this Flyfish Club will be operated as a private dining club with iconic views of the city, where membership is purchased on blockchain as non-fungible token NFT using Ethereum. So yeah, I personally think this is, I've been seeing a lot of people using NFT or trying to integrate with NFT to selling, you know, t-shirts or doing a lot of store display. However, I think this way of doing NFT selling a premium dining secretive club in the center of New York and serving for, you know, rich people, I think this is kind of not only, you know, satisfy this hot topic, because, you know, rich people, they have a lot of money, right? And they want to spend something that they can show off, right? So you see, they kind of smartly combine with the hot topic with premium, luxurious, exclusive types of feeling of, you know, I am premium, right? And using, you know, combine all the elements. So I personally think this is a smart way of using NFT. Any thoughts? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's amazing way. The first thing I thought when I heard this is like, if you were to take this to like a big level, what if there was like a finite amount of Michelin stars and they were distributed that way? And there is a finite amount. And if you take someone's star, you have to give it to the other. Like there's just like, I just feel like that's this to the next level, because that's like, you know, the canonical measurement for a great restaurant worldwide. That would be, this feels like the first step towards that direction, membership or some kind of recognition. It's a great idea. And this was made by Gary Vee.
Yeah, from VCR Group, Gary V, right? Gary V, and the rest of the name probably are big, but I don't know. But I know Gary V.
I know Gary Vee.
I don't know the rest of them, but I think this is smart. This is a very smart way of combine, you know, all the psychology, right? The rich people want some fancy stuff and some, you know, technology hot topic, right? And they like to show something that nobody knows what's that, right? And make them look hip. and on the topic, on the train. So yeah, this is definitely a genius idea. You see like volume train, like 3.9K. Wow. And they just sold like 30 minutes ago. And for Ethereum, you see like 12K
Yeah.
USD dollars, like just, you know, in a second.
That's an expensive plate of food for sure.
Yeah, yeah. And
I mean, yeah.
yeah, I mean,
So this
sushi.
is one restaurant though, right? I've never heard of Flyfish Club. It's in New
Yeah,
York.
I think I personally think, but I don't know what's going on. But I think you see, like they use celebrity, right? I think
Sure.
Gary Vee is the celebrity, right? Using
Sure.
celebrities' power and then combine with the hot topic technology, right? And use it right? And then
Yeah.
make people feel that they are exclusive. And
Yeah.
you see, like I would say perfect, like the combination, everything. And even though, you know, right now it seems like this dining room will spin across 10K square feet in an iconic New York City. I mean,
Sure.
without a strong capital, how can you get that place, right? So
Yeah.
this is definitely a huge capital behind it. So yeah, so I see this is targeting on really premium, and especially Gary Vee start from wine business, so it's perfectly fit. Yeah, so yeah, yeah, this is the probably so far that I feel like NFT being integrated in a very smart way.
Totally makes sense. This is cool. Good find.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, and another one is I find out this news is interesting. This is on nypost.com, and the title is called "Cows Stuck Indoors for Winter Are Getting Virtual Reality Goggles to Feel Like They Are Outside." If you can see my screen, you can see there's a cow and put two virtual reality goggles. I don't know how the cow feels, but somebody in Moscow trying to figure it out. Yeah, how to, you know, make cows feel like they are outside, right, while being indoor. I personally, when I see this, I feel like it's a little, I don't know, I feel the cow might feel uncomfortable, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so too. But I mean, as a yeah, it's hard to explain, but I get the idea, the concept behind it. Maybe the goggles aren't very valuable. Also, the sounds pretty expensive and gross.
Yeah, I would say that maybe, you know, integrate with the wall, right? Because you can project on the wall, or maybe design a better experience for cow. I feel like using humans, you know, little thing, and you need to kind of, you know, use like a very strict stripe to do it. And I don't feel that cow is that cow even feel weird why there's another cow bump into him and he couldn't see. So be really, really weird, and he probably couldn't even see the grass and, you know, in physical world. Yeah, totally. So I don't know, I think yeah, might need some user experience, but it's interesting to put virtual reality on cows just to increase the milk production, or, you know, some like make them feel good. Yeah, maybe play some music. Yeah, projection. Yeah, so yeah, I think it's a nice try. Yeah, just but when I see this, I was like, I'm wondering how that cow feels and how the cow experience.
Well, hopefully they feel better than they're currently feeling. I get what the concept is, but maybe I think there could be something here. I just don't know if that's the exact way to do it.
Yeah.
But conceptually, I get the problem statement and the solution.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So yeah, I think, yeah, this is very interesting. And yeah, thank you for joining me today. And I will hopefully see you next week. Yeah. And hopefully you like today's news. Yeah, cool.
Totally. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And hopefully see you next week. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Yeah, bye-bye.